What's up, people? Thanks for tuning in. This is Crimson Tide Shooter, aka J Davis 882. I really wish I would have made my YouTube account when I knew that I was gonna start doing YouTube videos. I made it originally just so I could subscribe to stuff and put favorites down and shit like that. But I'm known as Crimson Tide Shooter on most of the forums. It's either Crimson Tide or UA Infidel or Crimson Tide on the USN. And it's really confusing to people when they're looking for my stuff and they hear Crimson Tide Shooter and they search for that and nothing comes up, and then J Davis 882 comes up and they're like, who the hell is this? So I wish that I could have done that, but I didn't have the foresight to do that. I want to give a shout out to Fuely1. He's a good guy. Subscribe to his channel if you want to see some cool shit. He just got an SMG in, so you could check that out. And I want to give a thanks to Gundude73 and 5.56. They've pretty much supported me through the whole time I've been doing this. They always are consistently the first people that watch my videos and comment, and I really do appreciate that. It's nice to have some support when you start doing this, because it is a little bit intimidating and you're not sure what you're saying is really worth a shit to people, so you kind of feel stupid if you make a video and nobody comments on it. So I really do appreciate them doing that for me, and I didn't ask for it. They just kind of did it out of their own goodwill, so I do want to say thanks to them. I did a review of the ZT301 last night, so I figured I would just go ahead and do this review today. In a previous video, I said that I didn't really like this knife a lot, and I had no reason. It's just that it didn't appeal to me at that time. But I just picked it up about a week ago and just really gave it a look and paid attention to the actual knife, and it kind of grew on me, and I started carrying it. And then it really grew on me. This is an excellent knife. Excellent, excellent knife. The 551 was a sprint run, and I'm not sure they're even sold anymore. So if you want one of these, you can either look on the aftermarket or you can wait on the 550, which is literally the exact same knife, only different. It's S35 VN, I think, is the steel, instead of Vanex, or not Vanex, but LMAX. So this is a little bit better of a steel. Not really better, it's just a little bit higher wear resistance. It's going to be harder to sharpen. S35 is nothing to scoff at, though. It's the new update to S30V. The G10 pattern's a little different. Don't quote me on that. I think the other one may actually be Vanex 35 or something like that. It's either S35 or Vanex 35. Either one of those. But this is, of course, G10. It's got a skeletonized liner. I'm not sure if it's titanium or steel. I couldn't tell you. I guess I should get my facts straight before I do these videos, shouldn't I? But either way, it's a fairly lightweight knife. G10 liner, titanium frame lock, really beefy titanium frame lock. Super thick, thicker than I think any other titanium frame lock I've handled, and I handle a lot of knives. This cutout down here is pretty exaggerated, but it's still a very strong knife. And with wear, I don't think this lock will ever fail, because the lock bar itself is so wide that it could travel over to 100%, and I think it would still lock up really solid. So that's pretty awesome. So overall, it is fairly lightweight for what it is. It weighs an ounce or two less than the 301 that I reviewed last night. I don't give specs in my reviews, because the people that show knives and then just run off a whole bunch of specs, I know personally I don't get anything from that. So I try to do something a little different and not give you so much specs, but give you real world opinions. And of course, they're just opinions, just my own. Your mileage may vary, but I know I appreciate people's opinions on things and what they have come to realize in real world usage. So that's what I try to do. The ergonomics on this knife are excellent. The jipping is in all the right spots. The handle is fits your hand perfectly. This little cutout for your index finger is perfect. It's just very intuitive that you grab the knife like that. Even in reverse grip, this little flat spot up here is very comfortable. Gives you a lot of purchase on the knife. And even choking up on the blade, I know I rest my middle finger there, and it gives me a good control of the tip. Fit and finish is great, just like all the ZT knives I've ever handled. Everything is perfectly flush, fit together just right, no gaps or anything like that. Standoffs are great, big beefy standoffs. Everything is just fit really well and finished really well. This stonewash finish on this blade is super attractive. I love the way this stonewash looks. I wish more people would do this. It's a really durable finish. It hides scratches well, and it's just neat looking. You don't get many knives with a stonewash, especially a stonewash of this quality. If I forgot to mention, this is a Hinderer collaboration with ZT, so he actually designed this knife. If I remember correctly, he designed it after his camp knife or something like that. But it's got the Hinderer lock bar stabilizer, so you won't overextend the lock bar, which you won't anyway because there's a lot of tension in this spring. Build quality is excellent. I already touched on that. The pillars, everything is set in there just right. Build quality has to be excellent because the blade is absolutely lightning fast. It's smooth as butter, and there's no blade play at all, either up, down. Tiny bit of lock rock, but that may be because I have graphite on the lock bar. But there is absolutely no side to side play, and that's even with the pivot tightened down really hard, and it's still buttery smooth and lightning fast. I mean, it's a really fast deployment. They could have added a flipper, but I don't think it really would have added anything to this knife because the thumb studs really are adequate for deployment. Materials used, obviously premium, titanium frame lock, G10 on this side, and LMAX steel, which is in the rankings I've seen of just some non-scientific testing, LMAX is up there, right around, I think, ZDP 189 range in wear resistance, edge retention. Either way, it's what would be considered a new super steel. So it's going to be much higher edge retention than S30V and 154 CM and other pretty ubiquitous steels these days. Clip is good. It's the same, just hourglass kind of shape that most of the ZTs have, which they're adequate. I mean, they have a lot of spring tension. Not spring tension, just a lot of tension in the clip. They grab pants well, and the seam of your pockets fit right in this little space right here, and it is a really secure grip. And the titanium is smooth, and the back of this clip is smooth, so it's really easy to slip in and out of your pocket while still having a lot of retention. You're not going to lose this knife by the clip failing. That's just not going to happen. Like I said before, the lockup is excellent. Super early lockup, and that's even after it's worn a lot. Like I said, I have a little bit of lock rock, I'm sorry, but I put graphite on the blade tang, so it could just be because that graphite's making it slick. So overall, if you can get this knife, I highly recommend you picking it up. It's an excellent knife, and it's kind of a departure away from ZT's normal huge beefy knife design, which this is still a super beefy knife. It's just not as massive as some of their other knives, as you can see. Just for size comparison, an SMF and a paramilitary 2, it's actually a little bit shorter than a paramilitary 2, so it's not as big as their normal line of knives, but it's still super beefy, super strong. I highly doubt you could break this knife doing whatever you wanted to do with it. And I think that's most of the points I wanted to hit on. Appreciate you guys for watching. Drop me a comment if you have a question or anything. And if you can't seem to find the 551, then I would definitely go for the 550 that's going to be coming out, which is the production version of this. This was a sprint run, so like I said earlier, it's kind of limited. If you can find one on the aftermarket, go ahead and pick it up. But if not, then don't feel like you missed out. Just go ahead and wait on the 550, and you'll be happy with it, I hope. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you